Hello and welcome back to the Selling Dan. So I'm here today in Barnsley and I'm hitting a few charity shops. We've just been to a car boot. It's a Wednesday and we're just going to go around. I think there's three that we've picked out, three donation centres that we're going to go to. First one was the Salvation Army, then on to Bernardo's, and then on to another one that Dan knows. So we're going to head to there now. We'll go in, bring you along with me, see what we can pick up, and let's get picking. Oh. Well, they're in good condition. £4.
Time you going to gym season January?
You what?
Gym season. January.
I don't pick. I don't
£4.
Yeah. Don't do shoes, do
I can now confirm I do now do shoes.
I'll have them.
It's quite hustling and bustling here. I know it doesn't sound, but like there isn't normally this many people in, and to be queuing, waiting for it to open, to actually get in there. I did notice that quite a lot of these were actually looking and searching items on eBay, so a hell of a lot of resellers were in there this morning, not just me and Dan. One of the actual main reasons I noticed this item is because I was in Smyths, or Smiths, however you want to pronounce it, a few days before, and I noticed these on sale, and they were like 50, I think they were £50 on offer from 70. So as soon as I saw it marked up at £5, I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to get this, give it a try. I've never sold one before.
Figure this out. How's this lock?
It's kind of about 55.
Are they? I know.
That would be good. Chopping it on nothing.
I will be selling it if I don't break it in the process of trying to shut it.
God, must be all day trying to figure that out. How's that lock? Oh, I've locked it. I've locked it. They're good to look out for. Ryan's World and Smart, they're £70. Probably do 25. That's nice.
First time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's nice that. It's good. Damn. That to me feels very, very real. But, feels really, really good quality to me.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know,
I don't know, but you can.
it's worth a risk, isn't it?
Stitching looks well.
It feels.
Can't make mad up on that. Smart equipment is great, well, but never stingy one, isn't it?
That's nice, though, isn't it?
That's when I sold for like 110 that one. Which was this is a vintage one.
Yeah.
So I just picked up a Louis Vuitton style. It was a key holder. It looked in really good condition, like the feel of it and everything felt right. But I can confirm it's 100% fake. The button was in the wrong place, supposedly, and didn't have some sort of details. So I've got that sorted, and yeah, it's definitely fake. So I use that for personal use.
So, I'll just interrupt this video right here. The guy was looking at me very funny. After I'd picked up the Louis Vuitton purse thing, which I'm going to get authenticated, and the Ryan's World box, which I've recently seen actually, that looked like a complete set. They sell for around about 70 quid in Smythe, so probably an easy £30, I'd say, something like that for a fiver. I'm rumming and armouring about this special chair. I've cut into this video here because I switched the camera off because it was giving me some very bad daggers. But I bought it and I'm getting it delivered. Now, the comparisons that I saw for in this exact same condition with a lot of watches on, there was one that was recently put up in Knaresborough for £1,100. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is for £100 on that one with delivery, I think I'll probably undercut it by a little bit, so I probably might go for about £950 and then hopefully sell it relatively quickly. I've got a little bit of an area where I can store it, so that's not a problem. It come with all the receipts, everything like that. The guy told me on the till, he says I've got the receipt for it. It was a £4,900 chair, bought new. I can imagine it's a specialist child chair, so you know, let's see how we get on. I'll put the comp up on screen now, just showing the one that's listed, so the one that I'm going to undercut. But even if I get, so £100, that's with delivery, even if I get £400-500, that's still some mega profit from that one. But I'll probably put it up at about £950 and see how we get on. So on to the next one, on to Bernardo's. You know, that was a very good pick, very, very good. So let's see what the next place brings.
So I can confirm that that chair that was listed in Knaresborough actually sold the day that mine was delivered. So that sold for £1,100. So I've got mine up there. I got mine for slightly higher now, just because mine's the only one on the market. But there's definitely good money in those chairs. So just onto this Bernardo's, I'm still reeling from the last place, but the first thing I did was check the suitcase that they've got outside, usually priced between £1 and £2, so normally if there's a Samsonite or a hard shell suitcase... Sorry, I'll carry on, my daughter decided she needed the pyjamas out from me. So yeah, if there's usually a hard case suitcase or something like that, I'll pick it up. I've lost my total train of thought. Then I move on to electronics, and just have a scout around there and then keep going around the charity shop really. This one I don't normally hold high hopes for, normally quite expensive in this charity shop, but always worth a trip in just to double check if they have got any suitcases or anything else that catches my eye. Just like this Abdua 360, again another big bulky item, but sell regularly for, you know, £60 to £80. So at £10 I was 100% picking this up. But also, just a tip, with these being big bulky items, not a lot of people like to offer shipping. Now this Abdua, totally folded up flat, so everything on it folded up. Yes, it's going to be a large parcel, but through that's going to cost around about £8 to £9 to send off. You know, just adding that extra feature and adding that you can deliver it, people will be willing to pay a bit more knowing that they don't have to go out and go to somewhere else for the collection. The sewing machine catches my eye. You know, sewing machines do really, really well. You know, some quite high value sewing machines out there. But also next to it, for £20 with this electric heater. Now, if that was in better condition and a better brand, I would 110% pick that up, knowing the current climate we live in. People aren't wanting to put the gas on, so an electric heater will sell relatively well for a relatively good price. I think at this point I'm literally just wandering about. I think I'm just checking a few items on my phone, just to double check that I'm not missing out on some good deals. But also, Dan's taking his time a bit. He likes to go through his clothes and go through all the whole rail. So I'm just having a mooch around just to see if I can see anything else, but also doing research while I'm there, double, triple checking that Abdua to make sure it does sell pretty regularly. You know, a big item to be storing at the unit. So I wanted to be 100% right that this was the item that I wanted to be taking out with me. And I suppose if you can't beat them, join them. Just have a quick whiz through these rails while I'm waiting. just to double check everything that's there, and see if there's nothing that I'm missing. Very snazzy, very snazzy. You know, if this was my size, I'd probably have picked this up for myself. I did a little check on my phone just to double check the brand. As I always do with clothes, I am definitely no expert on clothes. There's certain brands I'm looking out for, but I'm no expert. So when I'm in a charity shop and when I've got a bit of time, I do go through the clothes, and I do do quite a lot of research on eBay to just double check brands. And there's a lot of brands that I've picked up going through clothes and just looking at eBay for comparisons that I've never even heard of before, but I picked up and sold straight away for good money. This is now on to the charity shop that Dan recommended. I did pick up the Abdo at Bernardo's, and then went to put that in my car, and we came here. Very nicely set out place, which automatically concerned me as soon as I walked in, because I thought everything that's set out this nice. You know, it was really nice. Must have done the research on most of the items, and you can actually, 100% tell the prices that we're putting on things were pretty ridiculous. Some items were actually for more than you could buy them for online. Some really nice coats here that I really was considering buying, but once I'd done a bit more research, double checked everything, this trespass jacket, I think they had it up at £15. It only really sold for like 20 to 25. So once I'd done that extra bit of research, it just weren't worth it for me to pick up for the margins and the sell-through rate. Dan here doing the exact same, double, triple checking the items on the shelves just to make sure we're not missing anything, and that there isn't any brands out there that we really, don't know of but are missing high value items that maybe the charity shop haven't noticed yet. I'm probably stood here so still for a long time is because Amy's probably ringing me, telling me off for not being home soon enough, or something along them lines. So that's probably why I'm stood still, not looking at anything. I'm really interested in these cowhide bags. So it were like proper raw cowhide that had not been. They'd not done too much to it. They'd not followed any outlines or anything like that, and they'd just like made the bag randomly out of it. It really like intrigued me. There was two of these, and I did a lot of research but could not find a single thing about them, which was really strange. Now this is really nice antler suit bag case, really nice. But once I started doing a few checks on it, it was up for £15, I believe. It was either 15 or £20. Now the whole locking system didn't work. It was locked out, so none of the codes worked on it. So it was actually locked. So it actually wasn't able to lock itself. So you could open it up and you can get everything inside. So there was no goodies in it. But once you tried to lock it back into place and actually lock the whole system, it didn't work. So that massively compromises the value and was 100% like it just weren't worth the money that they put it up for. If it was at fiver, would be worth it. You'd get £20 to £30, but because that system didn't work, just hugely affects it. People want to know when they're travelling away. So you can see it there, the little 3-digit locking system on that side, that was completely locked out. So just beautiful bag, but just not right. Here I am constantly trying it, hoping and praying that it's actually going to come back into place and work. Trying the typical 000 1 2 3 just to see. Again, very, very neatly set out. You know, all this was like a showroom. Obviously, I know they're trying to promote the products, but very, very pricey and very, very well set out, which automatically, you know, kind of put me off slightly. Even when it got to this section, which I thought was like the warehouse section, which everything would be a lot cheaper, you know, some of these were single stitch, really nice vintage t-shirts, but again, like £12 to £15 a t-shirt. And Dan actually told me, he said these were all here last time he came, so these are probably not very good sellers because of the price. It's crazy, really. Some really nice ones as well, ones that I would have picked up if they were a lot cheaper, but I'm sure they'll have already been snapped up by now if they were cheaper. You know, even this like colour shift one, really, really retro style. It probably would sell really well, but after I'd done a lot of research, and I mean a lot of research on this item, you know, it was up for £15. It sells for around about 20, so just not the margins in it for me. But I suppose if it was a bigger size, I'd have probably actually bought that one for myself. I'm really trying to make these t-shirts work. You know, I really want to pick these up. Really nice vintage, would look great on my eBay store, just show something different on the store, but I just cannot make these prices work. As much as I'm trying, as much research as I'm putting into them, it's just not coming out right at the other end. And at this last point, I'm just trying to get Dan's second opinion on him. He's already been through and bless him. And it just, again, just weren't working out for either of us. Really not a bad charity shop day at all. You know, I've just come away from Hemswell, no, Fitzwilliam car boot. Was really good, got some really good items from there, and then on to the charity shops. You know, that large chair was just 100% worth it for me. Big bulky item like that, very luckily I've got a bit of area that I can put in storage. Not in storage, but you know, safe and waterproof. So to pick that up, you know, don't avoid them large items. There can be some really good money in them if you're willing to put a little bit of effort in and have a little bit of storage for a while until it sells. Obviously, looking through the sell-through rate and everything like that is massively important on those items. So hopefully that should sell pretty quickly, within a month or two, I'd hope. And then everything else were kind of, you know, bread and butter stuff. The Abdua was a good item to pick up, turning £10 into 80 pretty easily on that one. Unfortunately about the Louis Vuitton, but again, it's not a big problem. £3, you know, I'll just use that for my own personal keys. So really not like a waste. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and over and out from Resell Dan.